First of all, let me explain about basic circuit 1. So for the basic circuit 1, a decoder is used to determine whether the counter's value are same with the user input or not. This decoder consists of XNOR gate due to expression being able to detect the same pattern. Each digit of user input and counter's value is connected to this gate. For instance, the digit of user input and the counter's value are connected to one XNOR gate, and other than that, the circuit also shows the current values of a counter. Both using a 3-bit output and a hexadecimal digit. As long as the value of the input and the counter are not the same, the output of the decoder will be 1, allowing the counter to have changes. Otherwise, the output of the decoder will be 0 and override the clock to always be 0, resulting in preventing the counter from having a change.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. So today I'm going to explain a little bit about the basic circuit 1. So as you can see here in our circuit, we have the counter, we also have the decoder, comparator, the current flow, and also we have 3 switches since we're using 3 bits. So that's why we have 3 switches and also we have 3 flip-flop. So let's test our circuit. So before that, we need to put 1 for preset and also 1 for clear. And then since our current floor is at 0, 0, 0, that means the leaf still at the ground floor. So as you can see here, if we want to go up to level 7, so we just put 1, 1, 1 in binary, that means 7 in decimal. So for up and down switches, I just remain 0 here because 0 means the leaf is going up, while 1 means the leaf is going down. So after I done all these things, I just click the clock button for a few times. So as you can see now, from the current flow from 0 now going up to level 7. Okay, as you can see here, it shows 7 here in decimal and 111 in binary, showing that the leaf is now at level 7. So if I want to go down to level 6, for example, so I just change this desired floor to 110, and then the up down switches to 1. So again, I just press the clock button for a few times, and now it changed to level 6. And even though I press the clock button for a few times, the current floor is not going to change to anywhere because my desired floor is 6. So yeah, that's it. I think that's it from now. Thank you.
Hi, I am ALDANISHA, and today I will be explaining about our group's basic circuit for circuit 2. Okay, so for our group, in our mini project, we have few components and elements that are said to be essential in designing our complete system of leaf. So we have counter, comparator, and these are the input switch that are connected to our comparators, and these are the display for the floors that are connected to the counter, and this is the input for going up or down, and this is the clock to operate the counter, and this is the clear component to clear back to zeros. Okay, so we have clock disabler, which is we connect it to our counter, our clock's counter. The clock's disabler function is connected to the clock's counter's clock, and only will be activated if the counter is not equal to the input switch. Okay, I will show you some example. Okay, so let's say the input switch is 0, and clock will be automatically disabled since the counter is now equal to 0. So when input switch and counter is equal, the clock will automatically disable. But when counter and input switch is not equal, then will only the clock will operate. Okay, I will show you one example. So if the input switch is now 0, 1, 0, or in decimal it is 2. Okay, then we move the clock, and the clock will move. The clock will operate the counter. Okay, so now I will show you how does our leaf work. Okay, firstly, we have the input must be set to the ground floor or 0, 0, 0 in binary by setting clear to 0 and then to 1 again. Okay, so the floor now will be 0, 0, 0. And then user can choose either to go up or to go down. 0 means up and 1 will go down. So let's say I want to go up, so I will tap 0, and then this is the input switch. The input switch have 3 bits binary, which means user can go from ground floor to the 7th floor. So let's say I want to go to the 4th floor, which is 100. Okay, then and once clock is pressed, we are able to see the counter value increasing. So now our counter's value is 0, 0, 0, and this is 1, 0, 0, and they are not equal. So the clock will operate. We press the clock and it goes to first floor, second floor, third floor, and finally 4th floor. When we press the clock again, it will not move since the input switch and the counter is now equal.
Assalamualaikum and greeting. My name is Muhammad Rahman, and today I will be explaining to you the advanced feature in our circuit one. So in our circuit, we will be implementing 3 advanced features. So first of all will be the password. Second will be the display of open and close, and lastly will be the access card. Okay, maybe we want to check the demo first. So here I already set the counter initial value to 0, and then I already set the start value into 1, and then let's just say we have the access card, so we want to set the access card into 1, and then okay, I think that's all set. So first of all, we want to check, we want to go from, let's say, floor 0 to floor 4, right? So in here, if I can zoom in, we want to input 4 into our input 4, right? So here in binary, 4 will be 1, 0, 0. So here, so it will be 1, and the direction will be up. So in our system, 0 means go up, and then 1 means go down. So as you can see here, this is the indicator for the direction of the leaf. So if you want to make the leaf go up, you just simply press the clock here. And if you press the clock, let me just zoom out. If we press it, you can see that there is nothing happen. Nothing happened. This because the password here is incorrect. So we want to set it into the correct one. So the correct one will be the 123. So we set it up 1, 2, and 3, and then if you go, and as you can see, the floor will go up, and if we go up again, it will go 2 to 3 to 4, and 4 is our desired floor, and then the door will be open. As you can see here, this indicates the door is open or not. Open is if the door is open, then the value is 1. Then otherwise, if it closed, then it's 0. It will be 0, right? So yeah, I think that's it for the demo. Let's talk about the advanced feature in depth. Okay, maybe let's start with the password one. So for password we are using decoder, but because in circuit one we are using only simple gate, so we are using AND gate to make the decoder. So the process of creating a decoder is simple. So the desired password is 123, right? So because of it, we want to check if whether the user input 1, 2, and 3. So let's start with the first digit of the password. Here, since we are using AND gate, we want to make sure that the input of all of the we want to make sure all of this input is 1, right? So if so 1 is 0001, right? But as you can see in here, this is the this dot indicates the LSB. So this is LSB and this is MSB, right? So because of it, we want to check it one by one, right? So if we want to map it out, it will be 1000. Okay, so we want to check it one by one, right? So 1 is already high, so we don't need inverter. So yeah, and if you see on the next bit, this is 0, right? 0 0 is not high yet, and because of it we use inverter. I think it's simple. If you want the desired input is 1, the desired bit is 1, then you don't need inverter. But if the desired input is 0, then you need to use inverter. So this all applies to other bits. Okay, so I think that's it for the for the password feature. Now go let's continue on the display. Okay, so for the display, display open and close is actually very simple. So we know that the door will be open if the lift is on the desired floor, right? So because of it, in digital logic, we want to check whether the counter values are the same as the input values. So to check it, we are using XNOR because the expression is suitable for this, because if you see the expression, it will make sense that it can detect the same value. So yeah, and if you see in after XNOR, there will be a NAND gate. So actually, we are using a NAND gate because we want to set the result to be 0 if if it if it is the same. Otherwise, it will be 1. So yeah, as you can see, this is 1 because as you can see, this is 4 and this also 4, right? So the door will be open. So yeah, I think that's it. Now let's continue to access card. Okay, so for the access card is fairly simple. It's just a value that influencing this gate. So this gate is basically for activating and deactivating, activating and deactivating the counter. So if one of the input is 0, then the counter will deactivate it, Otherwise, if all of the input is 1, then all the counter will activate. So yeah, this means that whenever a user doesn't have access card, then they cannot use the lift. So yeah, I think that's it, I guess, for the advanced feature. Yeah.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. So today I'm going to explain the second circuit with advanced features. So as you can see here in our circuit, we have password, we have access card, we have display showing that the arrow is going up or down, and also we have display showing that the door is open or the door is still closed. Okay, so let's test our circuit. So since the current flow showing 000, that means the user is still at the ground floor. So if the user want to go up to level 7, so I just put 111 here, which means 7 in decimal. So for X, I would remain 0 because 0 means the lift is going up, and 1 means 0, the lift is going down. So I will give 1 for clear, and I will put the correct password, which is 1, 2, and 3. Then I will give power to the password, and then for access card I will put 1, which means access card is accepted. Then I will start. So now I will press the clock for a few times, and it will show that the current floor is now moving to level 7. And after the current floor and the desired floor is now same, it will show 1 here, which means the door is now open. So I give you a different example. If the user wants to go down, so I will change the X to 1, which means the lift is going down. And as you can see here, the arrow is now shows going down too. Okay, now I will change the desired floor to level 6, for example. So now I will press the clock. Okay, as you can see here, now the current floor is at level 6. And even though I press the clock button for a few times, the current floor is still remain at 6. Okay, I give you a different example. If they enter the incorrect password, for example 111, and then our desire, now we're going up. Now even if I press the clock for a few times, nothing gonna happen because the password is entered incorrectly. And if I put the password correctly but I forgot to put the access card, and if I press the clock button for a few times, nothing gonna happen. So I think that's all from me. So thank you.